We're live. Let me open up my microphone settings so that people don't yell at me for my microphone being horribly messed up. Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Y'all are my friends. Like Nick Pantazzi and Rich Miller. You guys are my friends. Yeah. Well, then I fail. Fall. Fail. You know what? I need my glasses. I thought I had a. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I'm about knocked over the Polk T15s. All right. Now we're talking. Here we go. Yeah. Got my old man glasses on. Apparently the camera's not focusing on me. There we go. Yeah, these don't work either. Ooh, Cameron Robbins. You related to Tony Robbins? What up? I'll be your friend, Randy. Can we sing the Beatles together? Yeah. Hey, Jude. That's about all I know. Sing your sad songs and make it better. Oh, Tony Jenkins from Tulsa. Richard McCoy up in Canada. Oh, yeah. Richard's having fits with a mini DSP. Would love to see you review some Paradigm speakers. I did. The SE Monitor Adams. Yo, Landon. Yeah, I'm gonna see if this. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Any of my other ones. I'm doing good, Rich. Richard. How are you doing, brother? Your good old friend Ron had a live stream tonight too. I'll tell him to get on here. Hey, does the cheap audio man include reviewing $5.99 interconnects? Heck yeah, I do. I don't know what an interconnect is. Are you talking about an RCA cable? Then no. But interconnects, absolutely. I'm live, Ronald. You should join us. Richard ripped out the mini DSP. I don't blame you, man. If it sounds good without it, just keep going. Oh, hey, Randy, you need to build some XLS Encores to review. Yeah. No, Ron's not sending me his. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy the kit, and I'm going to have my 16-year-old put it together. And I'm going to show everyone how easy it is. Jeff, thank you. Oh, Ron's out having a date. Here, I'm going to say, no dates, Ron. Only, I'll say Zool. How do you spell Zool? Zule. How about we just go Zool? Only Zool. What's that movie from? There is no data. Only Zool. Love watching the channel growth, my man. Thanks, average guy hi-fi. I appreciate it, brother or sister. I think you're a brother. All right, I gotta quit messing with my phone. Concentrate on this. Ghostbusters, you got it, Rich. Premium Unify was announced. That's like the worst kept secret out there. But yes, very, very exciting. Join your Patreon so you stop asking if I'm related to Tony Robbins. All right, Cameron. You don't have to. Don't feel compelled to. In today's atmosphere, have you considered changing your channel name to something more inclusive, like frugal multimedia individual? I was thinking about the affordable hi-fi non-binary person. You ever gonna get some turntable reviews? So Fluence is gonna send me, I think it's the RT81 when they're back in stock. Did I sell the RP600? I did. Yes, I did. Like immediately. Not because I wanted it out of the house. I still like that speaker, but because it's a desirable speaker. A very good speaker. I like it. $500 power cord. Only if it means you get free electricity. If I'm buying something that's $500 to power anything, it better take gasoline and be able to keep my refrigerator going in a blackout. Love your content. Quick question. At $500, is there anything better than the SVS Prime? Yes. Personally, I think the ELAC Unify UB 5.2 is better. What? Ron, throwing in $19.99. Thank you, Ron. You didn't have to do that. 50% of all super chats, or whatever they're called, it's going to Homes for Our Troops. It's a great, it's a great veterans organization that helps people build homes and make their homes handicapped accessible for folks that have gotten all messed up doing their duty. 50%. So Ron just contributed, we're going to round it up, $10 to Homes for Our Troops. Ooh, said I was going to grab a set of those Sonys, but at Best Buy in Edmonton, Alberta, $300. Man, that's not right. What can you get like Q Acoustics or Wharfdales up there for? Or even Clips. I mean, what do you pay for? I think Clips are pretty expensive out there too. Oh, you know what you can get? Emotivas. I think they get free shipping up to Canada. Ron, I love you. Thank you. Ooh, $3.99. Kurt C throwing in $3.99. $2 going to Homes for Our Troops. Ooh, can you recommend a favorite vintage receiver on a 300? Jeff, the problem with vintage receivers now is they're actually going for pretty much what they sold for back then. Vintage receivers are like, from what I've gathered, and there is a gentleman, Cameron, $5. You guys are awesome. From what I gathered, he like repairs and recaps and kind of makes the old new, and it ain't cheap at all. Ooh, if you're interested in reviewing the Sonus amp, I could send you one of mine. Thanks, Rich. Shoot me an email. That would be fun. That would be fun to compare that to the Blue Sound Node 2i and the SVS Soundbase. It's great that you would donate and that you're sticking to the original principles on the channel. Well, thank you, Stellar Odyssey. I will say there are going to be a few things that kind of go above that $600 range. Emotiva sent me the T2 pluses by mistake. They're supposed to send me the T1 pluses, and they're $1,000 a pair. I'd argue though they're still a heck of a deal because I listened to a $10,000 pair of B&Ws, and the Emotiva sound awfully similar. Ooh, conducting Aperion Nova Center versus Emo C1 Plus shootout this weekend. So far, I think the cheaper Emo is winning. I have the C1 Plus. Yeah. Aperion is super solid though. I really like their stuff. Ooh, get a stack of shit for your desktop top setup. Hell yeah, you are. I'm actually trying to get the Modi multi-bit in. Yamo 803 showed up today. Thanks for the recommendation. Tim, I hope you enjoy them, bro. I don't know. I mean, I have a hard time believing that people wouldn't like that speaker unless they're like hardcore audiophiles and they're like into not sub bass, but like texture and tonality and perfection and stuff like that. I just picked up the Air Motive C1 Plus and I'm in love. Yeah. I guess I'm a Emotiva. I mean, I love it. And there hasn't been one product that I've reviewed of theirs that I haven't loved. Monty Sen, all the way from India. Man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Recently refurbished an old Marantz, a Hitachi, and Fisher. Ooh, that's a blast from the past. Was shocked to see what they're fetching now. I agree, Nick. I agree. Agreed. Use the ELAC reviews to add more choices to current tests. Ended up keeping the UC52. Cool. I would like to get that actually. Watch Darko's video comparing the Sonos Play 5s and KEF LXX. I love my Sonos One speakers paired in stereo. Very cool. As long as you love it, that's what's important. Ooh, favorite budget-friendly bookshelf. Well, budget's a moving target, right? So what's budget to some high-end folks is not going to be budget to other folks. I think the standout values are the Emotiva Airmotive B1 Plus, the Sony SSCS5, the ELAC Unify UB52, the Clips RP600M when it's at 440. Trying to think of the ELAC Debut B6, the original, if you can still find it at 230. And the ELAC Debut B5.2, the new one, when it's at 199, I think is a heck of a deal. What did I just reviewed it? A $200 speaker that blew me away. Oh, the Yamo S803. They're brilliant. Unless you want like a super flat $50 Landon, that is $25. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Landon. You are incredible. Oh, you like the Vista Audio better than the Emotiva amp. Thinking about getting one with my Diamond 11.2s. Ooh, baby. Now that's a pairing. Actually, a buddy of mine here in town bought the 11.2s, and if he doesn't like them, I'm buying them back because the ones that I got, I ended up selling like a dong doodly dodo head. Got topping MX3 coming in on Monday. Not sure what speakers to get with it. That amp is very detailed. Like the Wharfdale Diamond 12.2s would be good. The ELAC Debut B 6.2. Well, no, 6.2s. I'm walking them back. It might be a little bit too much brightness for the 6.2s. I got a pair of Cambridge Minx XL. That'd probably be a really good pairing. Actually, the Mica RB42 would be a good pairing if you're in a small place like desktop stuff. Ooh, SMSL Sanskrit. No, I haven't. I'd like to. I would imagine it's pretty solid and really solid for the price, I bet. Just had an Emotiva TA100, but wasn't enough power. What were you driving? So I added an Emotiva A300. That's what I have. Seriously hangs with my Anthem MCA stack, which is fantastic. Bang for the buck. I don't know if you can see it down here. I have the Anthem integrated 225, and it's a beast. Like 300 watts. So I agree with that. I think the Anthem slightly more detailed. Maybe better instrument separation at higher volumes. But that Emotiva stack, you can't go wrong with it. I never found that I really had an issue powering anything with the TA100 though. Greetings from Nicaragua, QWERTY keyboard. Got really excited about Paradigm Founders announcement. Then sad day when I realized they're $1 bazillion. It is kind of sad. Landon, you the man. Ooh, Dragonfly or shit modi. I think the shit it depends what your use case. If you're always on your phone, Dragonfly. If you're going to be doing mostly desktop, shit modi, you have so much more options with the shit. You have 3 inputs on that. Dragonfly, you have 1. And even if you can use the Dragonfly for desktop, but then you're limited to 3.5 to first of all, you're only limited to USB. Then you're limited to, you have to do our 3.5 to RCA. So I don't know. It depends on the application. If you're always on the go, get Dragonfly. Get a Dragonfly Black and get the Modi. That's $200. Get them both. Leo, what's up to you? Ooh-doo-doo. Why that just popped in my head, I have no idea. I don't either, brother. Stuart, love your work. Fortunately, a lot of the positive reviews are hard to get down here in Australia, but it's great to know there are lots of options out there. Yeah, I have one of my patrons is from Australia, from Tasmania, and we talk about that quite a bit. Just how difficult it is for y'all to get good stuff. Well, not good stuff. How difficult it is to get like stuff that we have here down there. I am dying to hear an Emotiva speaker. Well, if you're into clarity and lateral soundstage, they're well worth it. A lot of good deals. T0's $400, B1 Plus 230. Mm. ELAC debut B6.2s with topping MX3. Clay, that may be a little bit too much on the top end, but the topping does have tone controls, so you can always dial it back a bit. I found the 6.2s just to be leaning too much on the top end unless you get some power through them and unless you get them placed just right. Louis saying good evening. Ooh, Machete's in the house. My Machete the moderator. That's right. Any experience with Martin Logans? No, I find them to be a tough thing to get interested in because they just don't look, and that's contempt prior to investigation. So I should not do that. I should check them out. Paradigm Premiere, 200Bs, really power hungry, and the TA100 didn't give them enough to open them up, in my opinion. A300 brought them to life. That's good. Even at $800 for those two, it's still a screaming deal. Did I get the Aperion Virus yet? No. I do have the Aperion Super Tweeters though, which I'm excited to try. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Ooh, Eduardo Moreno, $5. The ELAC Unified 2.0, currently at $600. Anything better than SVS under $500? It's tough to beat. The SVS primes are really good. They still have a lot of excitement, a lot of clarity on top, while not being fatiguing and having better mid range than the Klipsch RP 600M. I don't think you're going to get those speakers and not like them. I'm in Melbourne, and over Christmas, I got the ELAC B 5.2 shipped for less than $300. That's good. That's really good because even in the US, the furthest they go down on sale is $199. So that's a heck of a deal. B 5.2s are my favorite speaker out of that. Like between the 5.2s and the 6.2s, I prefer the 5.2s. Even though you just gave up your child named Klipsch for adoption, please tell me I didn't waste my money on the RB. No. Did you get the RB61 2s at 250 or 300? Not at all. That's a great speaker. Actually, I should recommend that more while you can still find them. Because at $300, even at 250, they're a steal. Even at 300, they're a steal. And they're front ported, which I actually prefer over the rear port on the 600M. Greetings from Newcastle. Love your channel. You have a real gift for this. Always enjoyable and informative. Well, thank you. JBL 530 for $299 is hard to beat. I didn't like that speaker that much. I really didn't like it when I pulled off the lower grill and I saw that ugly little woofer. However, I have the JBL 130s sitting right over there. Cannot wait to listen to those. But people love the JBL 530. I liked it. Ooh, speaker that sounds good at low volumes and is not fatiguing. Cambridge Minx XL 200. I think you can get them for 200 on Cambridge's site. I got them for 230 at Amazon. The PSB P5, they're pretty good. They're like 400. Original ELAC debut B6. the current ELAC WB 5.2. All good at low volumes. The Emotiva Aeromotive B1 Plus is good at low volumes. Ooh, bought them to review. I haven't opened them up yet. JH 399. Thank you very much. We're gonna make some money for some veterans that need some help tonight. You should give another $4.99. Hold on. Should give a chance to the Klipsch 5000F Little Monsters. I'd love to. I don't think Klipsch is going to be sending me anything anytime soon. I was dying on your team up video today when he called you a vessel for the Lord. I don't remember what I said. I think it was something about the entity that invented quantum physics. I don't think cares about audio, but it was a very nice compliment. Love your humor and great info on all the gear so far. Thank you for helping out the troops. My pleasure, Kurt. I didn't help out the troops. You just did. You did. So thank yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Put one arm here, a shoulder, one arm here, and there's love yourself. Everybody love everybody. You're deserted on an island. What receiver and speaker set would you want with you? It depends. Do I have reliable alternating current power? I'm wondering if I'm on an island, if I'm even going to be able to use those, because I might just gut them and try to make some type of small, I don't know, bivouac so that I don't get rained on during the torrential tropical storms. But if I was, let me see. Vista Audio Spark and the ELAC Debut B6. No, ELAC Debut reference. Yeah. Oh, nice shirt. Oh, thank you. It's backwards. Stark Industries. Oh, I got a stain on it. Cliffs RF 620s. Any experience? No, I don't. 300 for the pair on Amazon. I'll have to look those up. Entry level floor standards, but sound good with an SMSL A300. That's good to know. What's a team up video? I guess a team up video is when like me, two kind of YouTube reviewers get together and just chit chat. That was Nemo Propaganda's idea, and it was fun. He's a great guy. Ooh, Edward Moreno, $5. Didn't you already give some money? Here's some more for the vet. Thank you, Eduardo. Does the topping MX3 cancel the low frequencies from the speaker when you connect a subwoofer? I don't believe so. I don't know that for sure, but I do not believe that it puts any high pass on the regular speakers. I could be wrong. I'd have to look it up, though, but I don't believe so. Video with Nemo was awesome. Love all the discussion videos with audio YouTubers. Ron and Randy show. Thank you. Just bought a pair of Q350s. I like that speaker. I hope you paid $300 for them, or less than what their MSRP is. Any opinion on older RS-152 or 162s? Unfortunately, I don't have any time with those. I about bought one of the newer Infinities, but it was like $250, and I wanted to bring it. I wanted to get back to the roots, back to where I'm buying stuff. So I got those Yamaha 3-ways that are like $120. I got the Cambridge Audio Minx XLs. I got the JBL A130s, I believe. I got a SMSL amp. I got a little tiny what is it? Loxg, little Loxg triangle amp. Got a whole bunch of cool stuff in. Dun dun dun. 350. Yeah. Did you see the Klipsch Synergy Black Series that are really cheap bookshelf? I have seen those. They have interested me, but I have yet to pull the trigger. Emotiva T0 versus RP600M. I would go with a T0 personally. personally, that's just me. They're so much fun. Their mid-range is a bit dipped, but it's dipped in a way that it's a U-shaped speaker, but man, they punch. Like if you get them like 16 inches from a wall or even closer, you might bloat up the bass a little bit. But man, they are so much fun, and they laterally soundstage and image really well. Q350 is 700 at Best Buy. Are you serious? Under 300, they'll go back on sale. They always go on sale at 300. No, excuse me. Sorry, 500. They come down to 500. I'm sorry. Care to share any experience with Atmos setups for music? I would not run Atmos with music unless the recording is specifically meant for Atmos. Otherwise, you're going to get a ton of phase cancellation when you're pumping music from above, you're pumping music from the front, and if you got your rears on, you're pumping music from the back. Okay. So with music, what I would do is like a Dolby audio. It brings the rears way down for just a bit of reverb, and it does a great job of opening up the soundstage, especially if you have a decent center. It's a lot of fun. Do speaker cables make a difference? I don't know. I've got a guy sending me some. Also, would biamping or wiring help the sound of the Q300s? It might. And if you have that option, just do it. Take it and see what you like better. Have I reviewed any sounders? Clips is becoming the next Bose. You know what? The RP series is great. It's great. I think their Heritage line, from everybody raves about their Heritage. John Sweeta, I'm doing well. Thank you. DAC amp bookshelves and an amp. You've got $2K to spend. What you buying? Ooh. DAC. If I only needed USB, I'd buy the i5 Zen because it sounds phenomenal. I would look at the topping D50S. I would look at the shit Bifrost multi-bit. Amp, I don't know. For 2K, you can get a lot of stuff. The shit Freya and the shit Vidar. And then I might go entirely shit system. Bookshelves, I go ELAC Unify UB52s. And you're probably right about at 2K on that. Have you heard the T1 or T2? I've heard the T2 Pluses. They're in my living room right now. They're big and beautiful and sound awesome. Any sound bars? No, I have not. Relatively new to home theater speakers. Here, I got to get to the super chat. Corey Wilkerson, $10. Helping out the veterans. $5. Oh, Richard. What's up, buddy? Richard, I need to get you some speakers. Best integrated amplifier under 300. I don't know. That's tough because now you're looking at there's not a lot of stuff that I've spent time with between 2 and 300. I've either spent a lot of time under 200 or a lot of time right at that 400 mark, but not a lot of time in between 3 and 400, or a lot of time between 2 and 300. But that's great. I should look into that. Cheap amp shootout, FX Audio Fozzy Noob Sound. So I've got a Fozzy. I've got the topping MX3. I've got a SMSL, a new one. So that may be happening. Bridge, mono, or integrated? How important is power amp? So, Monty, the thing that you get when you start to separate your integrated, or you start to separate the components, is you have a dedicated power supply to each one. So you don't have everything trying to feed off of the same power supply. Does it make a difference? It can sometimes. But I think that's one of the draws to having a separate amp, as well as not having noise. So if you have an integrated and you have a phono stage, you have a DAC, and you have a power amp in there, there's stuff going on in there that can cause distortion. But some distortion sounds really good. So it's not all about the numbers. Like, I don't think the Vista audio, I don't know how it measures, but man, I love the sound. I'm sorry if I'm missing some of your questions. Got sucked in the JBL 530. Not as clear as I'd like. Why does my Yamo S606 sound so much nicer? Now I'm confused. So the Yamo has a wider dispersion tweeter. That could be it. I've got a I like the Yamo S series better than the JBLs. I do too. Ooh, Cambridge Audio AXA25. I'm sorry, I don't have any time with that. Clips RF7-3S, and they're amazing. Clips is just trying to have something for every market, i.e., good, better, best marketing strategy. I disagree. The only reason I disagree is because their R series I do not think is good. I think their stepbrother Yamo destroys Klipsch R series. I think the S series is so much better than the R series. Now you get in the RP series, now that's a different ball game, right? I think the RP series by Klipsch is good. Now, if you like that Klipsch sound, more power to you. Go for it and be happy. I didn't care for the R51M. Quite frankly, I thought the Sony SSCS5 was way better. All right. Feliciano, 1999. You're awesome, bro. $10 is going to help out the vets, man. Best speakers purely for theater dialogue clarity. Yamo C series, the Yamo S series. Klipsch is really good for dialogue. The Emotiva, all of that stuff is really good for dialogue. The Yamo series can almost be too good for dialogue. You can start hearing issues in the mixes. I missed them up here. Yamaha numbers and letters was $330 at Costco. Got for 3 of 5 speakers in house instead of smart speakers because had a wealth of old speakers. Maybe again, I think that's great. One of my buddies, that Yamaha is just a rebranded Yamaha that's actually like $550 or $600. So that's probably a heck of a value. Power audio, sound audio. Have you tried Dragonfly's DAC amps? Like the red, the black, red, and cobalt? I've tried the red. Great. Sounds awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds awesome. My son has it now. How significant of a difference do you hear from an external DAC versus internal DAC? And what do you hear? So the internal DAC on the Emotiva TA100 to me sounds very nice. It's more analog-ish, so it's probably not as detailed. The iFi Zen is more analog-ish. What I hear from the SMSL M300, the Topping D50S, more analytical, and there are sound color modes that you can get into in those DACs. So a DAC to me is either pretty analytical or pretty analog, and the iFi Zen is analog. That's what I prefer. The DAC and the TA100 I think is more analog-ish, and I like that sound. To answer your question, I've never heard like a significant difference between $100 or $200 DAC. Once you get above that, and I think multi-bit stuff, that's like an R2R topology that's on a chip, right? But it's still kind of an R2R DAC. And I'm really interested in hearing those. Between two speakers with a white, that would not go over well. Replacing Polk 7-channel containing pair of towers and 2 pair of 5 1/4 bookshelves, then an AVR to Planning on a pair of T2 plus, 2 pair of T0 C plus, and have some audio nirvana. Prepare yourself for something special. What do you get an older brother that doesn't know anything about speakers? I'd go get him get a set of Yamos if he has a amplifier. Yamo S805 or 803s are great. 2 NAD power amp using a bridge mono, looking for 8 ohm speakers. Any suggestion under $500? Well, the SVS primes are great. I don't know if they're 8 ohm though, but even if they're 6 ohm speakers, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Emotiva Aeromotive B1 Plus, the ELAC debut B5.2s. There's a lot of good stuff out there under 400. Let me look at my speaker wall. Wharfdale Diamond 12.2s. Very good. Very good. SMSL SA300 for the win. Puerto Rico. Thank you, Mr. Rogue. I don't know how to say your O'Neill. O'Neill? O'Neill. I'm sorry, but I appreciate it. I bet it's nice and cold in Puerto Rico right now. For inexpensive, try Dayton. There's a pair of Dayton audio speakers I really want to get in. Nick Keller, $5 Canadian. Thank you so much. Ooh, new Chevelle album dropped today. I gotta check that out. I rocked to some Chevelle. I used to get on the treadmill and listen to some Chevelle. Obviously, not any time recently because I'm fat now. Yeah, 2005. That one song they have that starts out slow and then it just punches you. I love that song. I can't remember what it is though. When listening to, can mid-range be? Yeah, you run that risk. Ooh, Rob Zombie. No way. Hold on. John M. $99.99. John, that is incredible. That's incredible, bro. That's $50. That right there. That super chat right there puts us above what we donated last week to Home for the Troops. That right there. You all are great. Great. Oh, Rob Zombie. I like some Rob Zombie. I like some White Zombie. Love your chat with Nemo. He's a great guy. That was so much fun. You can tell that guy loves the music. And that's me, right? The equipment, that's just what's getting you from A to B. Amazon Basics, 80 watt per channel. I really want to get that. I do. Ahoy, mate. You should GR research. Yeah. I'm going to the Encores. I'm going to for sure. Oh, CSS Audio is also sending me a pair of DIY speakers. More active speakers. I would too. Pyrian, I think, is going to send me an active speaker. Do you know when you're going to drop the T2 Plus review? I don't know. It's going to. I have to do my schedule again. I don't know. But so far, so good. I'm sure I'm going to rave about it. Ooh, Micah RB42 or Numi BS5. Guess what video is going up tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. or 6:45 a.m. Central Standard Time? The Micah RB42. Man, we're getting some super chats tonight. Machete, massive thank you. Send the pain below. That's right. Would love that song. Rocking for turntable setup. The Fluence RT83. Good enough for me. It's got an Ortofon red cassette. Sounds good. Love it. I'm looking to spend $8,000 to $10,000 on Emotiva setup for big theater. Whew. Well, I appreciate that, Ryan. Man, Emotiva's got some new stuff coming out. I don't know when, but there's some new stuff coming out. You guys are amazing. Hi-Fi Zen DAC or Dragonfly Red DAC amp? Which one has more detail? I'm going to say the Dragonfly Red, although I haven't spent time with it recently. Hi-Fi Zen is more analog. It doesn't mean there's not detail. It's just thicker. Ooh, need a DAC amp for my Hi-Fi Sanderas. You might consider the Hi-Fi. Simply because I think, and I don't have any time with the Sanderas, but from everything I've seen, they are really detailed. So you may get a really nice pairing with that Hi-Fi Zen. Ooh, how about Danny Carey's drums in Pneumonia? Nick Keller, $5. Nick, I think, haven't you already given $5? Whew. Song is called The Red. Give the new album a listen. I'm going to listen to that tonight. Ignorance is Bliss. I love my Cliffs R51Ms paired with Vidar, Asgard, Manny, Grado. Red Sound is awesome. Do you have a sub, James? Because with the R51Ms, I think with a sub, it can be great. Charlie Lothar. Can you get Nemo's friend on next? The one that passes when he eats too many cheeseburgers. Maybe. Excuse me. Oh, the singer Dimash. I'll do it. What are your thoughts on the KM factory fire? How would it affect production? Are you talking about the AKM? It has to, right? Unless people already have like a ton of stuff in stock and they've already had their production runs. I can't imagine it not affecting stock. I guess look to Saber DAX or Burr Brown DAX or R2R DAX, multi-bit. Richard McCoy dropping $10. Ooh, tell us your favorite joke, please. I don't have like a favorite like off the cuff joke. I have funny stories, I guess, but when people put me on the spot, I clench up and I don't know what to say. I get paralyzed with fear, Richard. Ooh, what are your thoughts on the can? Okay, we already talked about that. Hey, big thank you for answering my question. 530 versus Yamos S606. That Z's got me. I feel like returning it all and trying the B1 Plus or Diamond 12.1s. Love the channel. Thank you. If you like what you have, just stick with it. I mean, there's always going to be like the next best thing. Ironically, there's a channel called that. Sorry. If you like it, be happy with it. If you're looking for more detail, the B1 Plus. The Diamond 12 series is more laid back. There's still highs there, but you don't get if you're into extreme clarity and into like hearing things that you've never heard in music, look to the Emotiva stuff. If you don't care about like the speakers disappearing, the emos can disappear. But if you're just like sound, I want clarity, I want to hear stuff I haven't heard before. I don't think you can go wrong with the Emotiva. That AMT tweeter is just incredible. Louis Sipes, $100. Are you all serious? Louis, that's amazing. We're cutting a big old fat donation tomorrow. Do you know that the lady from Homes for Our Troops called me personally? I have no idea. Well, I probably had to input my phone number when I did the donation. She called me personally and we had a chat. Very good outfit. Like 97% of all the money that comes in there goes straight to the troops. And obviously they have some overhead, but that's amazing. Favorite amp under 250. That's hard. The SMSL and the topping stuff to me sounds more similar than it sounds different. So SMSL SA300 is great. MX3 maybe a little underpowered for some things. I didn't find it to be. Have you heard the topping A90? I haven't. I have not. Louis Sipes. Wow. Wow. You're amazing. Y'all are amazing. Sony bookshelf speakers are so yeah. SSCS5s. That speaker doesn't get enough credit for being an audiophile speaker. It really is. The mids are nice. And that woofer, you can get the placement right on those or integrate a nice sub into them. That's hard to beat, even at like 200. That's a hard speaker to beat. And I think they're currently on sale for $118. SMSL 8018 is only doing 48 kilohertz over optical. Sounds awesome with Amazon HD. Are you running it from a computer? Because what you might have to do is go into the computer settings and you click on it, and then you click device settings, and you click more settings. Then you can go into advanced, and then you can drop down the resolution from your computer. And then you're going to get higher resolution. It depends on what stream. Like if you're using Tidal, if you use Tidal and you put it into exclusive mode, it should change it automatically. Ooh, let's see. Okay. Ooh. Your favorite headphones under 500. My favorite personally are the Dan Clark A Young Closed RT. Aeon, yeah, RT. But where did I put them? I just got these in. These are Emotiva. Oddly enough, Emotiva, their only headphone they make, and it is fantastic. And I think it's just slightly over $200. Now, so the Aeons are my favorite closed. Those right now are my favorite open backs. Incredible. What are these donations? Well, a bunch of them are going to Homes for the Troops. Ooh, you deserve all the donations. You're the most real guys in audio. Thank you. I think we're all real. I don't know any of them that are like made by Wayland Industries, like synthetics. I get it. Thank you. You're very nice. You're very, very nice. Thank you. Ooh, average guy knows what's up. Hey, John in the house. Watch tomorrow's video, John. Tomorrow's video features a very nice sponsor. Look what John made me. Look at it. Look at it. It's Ben Kenobi sitting amongst two speakers, a cool mic, set of headphones, a turntable, and looks like an old school receiver. John did that. John is an artist. John, you got to check out the sponsor tomorrow morning's video. What are my thoughts on PA speakers with compression drivers? I would say they're very popular, and they obviously sound how the band wants them to sound. So, with all that said, can you really go wrong? Probably not. Maybe not for near field listening, but there's a reason why bands use them. There's a reason. Louis, what speakers did I get you to try that you never would have otherwise? Ooh, are the Sony SSV as good as a desktop that is against the wall? Depends on how far you get them to the wall. That speaker is a bit light on the base, so getting it closer to the wall kind of fills it out. I think if you're 12 inches, maybe a little bit closer, it's going to be great. Going to be great. Do you have a cheap Audio Man tattoo yet? No. I do have some tattoos, but not a cheap Audio Man tattoo. All my tattoos are associated with the military. What speaker do I recommend for turntables? Any. It depends on what you like. It depends on what sound signature you like. If you like a lively, detailed speaker, Emotiva, um, Paradigm SC Monitor Atom, a lot of them. If you're into a laid back speaker, the Wharfdale Diamond 12.2, the ELAC Debut B6, into a neutral speaker, ELAC Unify UB52, you into a buttery speaker that still has clarity, ELAC Debut Reference, good neutral speaker with clarity, SVS Prime, Aperion Novus. Aperion Novus is a lot of fun. Which would make a bigger effect on sound quality? A better DAC or preamp? Thank you for what you do. Depends. I know that's easy to say. It depends. I think the preamp probably is going to maybe color the sound, but if you have a very neutral preamp, then not really. So then the DAC may color the sound, but most DACs are try to be pretty neutral. But if you have a DAC with different sound modes, I'd say probably the DAC, depending upon what sound. Got the Sennheiser HD 598. I like them. I love the Sennheiser HD 6XX, and I just got the Sennheiser Momentum 3 in. Ironically, on a day when I had to take a flight, used them at the airport the whole time on the flight, and I like them. They're very good. John, thank you so much. You are awesome. How's the how the emos working out for you, bro? Richard, lost you. You're obviously welcome, man. What up, Alan G? I can only get you in 40p. Is that on my end or yours? I don't know. I don't know how to do this very well. Hi, Randy. Got an old Marantz receiver with pre-output. Ooh, good. I can plug your sub into that pre-out. Well, yes, you can. But it depends on how old the receiver is. It should have some sub outs too. But if it just has pre-outs, absolutely you can. For sure. But you can also plug in a sub to anything and just run your speaker. If the sub has speaker level inputs, you can run a sub off of anything. You don't need a sub out. You don't need preamp out. Just run a line through your speakers and then a line out of the sub into your speakers, and you're good. Ooh, howdy, Rain. Ooh, I like that. Ran Diggity. I like it. How long have you been in the YouTube reviewers game? Since the end of October 2020. 2020. You should see my first review. Shot it on a phone, no mic, sat right here next to the desk, babbled on about it's bad. It was really bad. Now we're just bad. So we're moving in the right direction. I think your channel and Steve Gutenberg's are the best YouTube channels. Actually looking out for the people. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Of course I do. I try to treat people how I want to be treated, and I am always on the lookout for the best value. If you want good headphones under $400 or better than that, Sennheiser HD 800. Are they less than $400? Get the reference open back or close back studio headphones. I like this HD 6XX. I think they're great. But again, headphones have flavors, just like speakers. Some are super analytical, some are laid back, some are neutral. Ooh, I saw something about the ELAC unis. Emotiva, ELAC clips, or Sony SSCS5s. Emotiva B1 Plus. If you're into that. If you're into it. Oh, ELAC, debut reference, or Uni 5.2 are my end games. Thank you. Those are kind of my end game too. I love them both. Love them both. A lot of reviewers on the new $60 YZ headphones. Any thoughts? I haven't spent any time with them. Any time with the SMSL Q5 Pro? No, I do not. Has anyone seen you at the airport and out and about and said, "Hey, you're that guy"? No, no, no. Night C Sims. Emotiva T1 are great, and Emo T2 will be here. Oh, okay, John. Awesome. Ain't got a sub out. It's 70s. So absolutely. RCA out. Or again, if your sub has speaker level inputs, you can do it that way. The cool thing about having an RCA out is now you can connect an external amp to that and use your receiver basically as a preamp. And you can still hook up a sub. So you have a lot of options. RCA outs on a integrated amp or receiver are a great thing to look for because you can grow with that. You can add an external amp later on. Stephen Gordon, $50. Y'all are awesome. Ooh, amp under $500. Emotiva TA100. If you don't need a bunch of inputs or like PhonoStage or anything, and you have speakers that are pretty efficient, the Vista Audio Spark is amazing. Do I use the Odyssey app at all? On my receiver, I do, but not for my front speakers. I use it for my rears and for like distances and things like that. But I bypass it when I'm on the fronts. But if you have a speaker that like maybe doesn't have good mid range or something, you can go in there and adjust the EQs. I need to figure out if I need to get the Emotiva C1 or C2 center channel. Well, I think you can only get one right now. I think it's a C1 Plus. I think the C2 Plus is out of stock. C2 Plus is big, so I hope you have the space for it. We have to start calling you the cheap video man if you can't get the resolution cranked up to 10. Yeah, well, you get what you get here, man. Any plans to attend audio shows once they get back in business? Absolutely. I think Rocky Mountain Audio Fest is still going on in October, so I hope to get out to that. Bought the Wharfdale 12.2, and your review had a big sway in it. They're great and so big. They're beautiful too, aren't they? They're well built. Thoughts on the Triangle Bro 3s? I had them. I did a review on them. I think they're great. I think they have a lot of bass presence. They didn't have the clarity that I was looking for, and I didn't think they had the clarity of the RP600Ms or the ELAC debut reference. I think that speaker for me is a bit overpriced at $550. But if you're not after that clarity, it's a great speaker. Front ported, pretty, built well. I think pretty inert cabinet. I know a lot of people like it. I liked it. I just didn't think it was as good as some of its peers. Favorite sub under 500 pairing with R50Ms for now. Ooh, SVS SB1000 Pro just came out. It's got some app control. That's right at 500. What is it? Come on, Randy. The SE8 or the SE12 by Emotiva, which also can put a high pass filter. The SVS can also put a high pass filter if you run RCA in or RCA out, but it's fixed at 80 hertz. Ooh, been watching you since your edifiers. Ooh, 1700 B2. Man, that was at my office at work. Your game has stepped up quite a bit in a short amount of time. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mike V. Well, when you do something every day, you're bound to get a bit better at it, you know? It's like anything else. You bake your first cake, it might be all right. You bake 50 cakes, that 50th cake's probably going to be better than that first one. X, get ready. It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen. And then paparazzi is going to be all over. Yeah, because the audio nerd viewers on YouTube are so widespread and everywhere. I'm kidding. I'm a nerd. We're all nerds. Let's embrace it. It's fine. Where can I get a box of sticks for my desktop? I'm going right back here. I don't know. My wife got it. It's not really a box. It's more like an oval of sticks. How do I like those RB42s? I'm not going to spoil it. It's coming up tomorrow. Oh, people are dropping crazy money hit. For a 250 must be the tax season. It could be. No, I meant the Oleos are as good as the Sennheiser HD800. Oh, okay. And our flat response. Okay, I'll have to check those out. I'm sorry. Could you drop the model number again? I'm going to jot that down. I apologize. I know I can use the Google, but I want to answer as many questions as I can tonight. You need to build the GR research. Yeah, Encore right now. All right, I'm gonna go. Actually, he doesn't live. Well, he lives like 2 hours away from me. That's where GR research is. Ooh, original ELAC debut 5.25 versus Mica RB42 using topping MX3. Worth it for the extra real estate the ELACs will take up. If it's just desktop, I don't know. They have a difference. They don't really have a different sound. Okay, personally, I don't have any time with the ELAC debut B5s. And I hesitate to say anything about them because the difference between the ELAC debut B5.2s and the 6.2s is pretty significant. So they don't just sound the same, one's bigger. They sound different. So I don't want to comment on the B5s because I've never heard them. Recently bought the Sony SSCS 5 speakers and paired it with a Fuzzy audio vote. I am kind of underwhelmed with the sound. Do I just need to break my speakers in, or is the pair not good? I don't know. What are you hearing? What are you not hearing? I didn't really find the SSCS5s needed a ton of break-in. But what are you hearing? And I mean, what were like when you got them? What were you expecting? Were you expecting a lot of more bass, or just tell me, what you feel like it's missing? Ooh, Randy, I'm enjoying the heck out of my new little MX3 and Numi. Oh, great pairing. That Numi BS5 is a great neutral, slightly rolled off speaker, and the MX3 is a little bit analytical, and the DAC's a little bit analytical. I bet that's an awesome pairing. Would you think my next upgrade should be better speakers or better amp? Probably better speakers. Because you're going to make more, in my opinion, you're going to make more impact in the sound with a better speaker. And that MX3 can last you a bit. So that's what I would do. Picked up a pair of ELAC B6. Ooh, debut, one of my favorites. Had them a couple of weeks now. Maybe not the best speakers, but they sure are fun. Very good description. They are, and they throw a massive soundstage. My old vinyl sounds great, and I've got cash left over for more speakers. There you go. Keep those debut B6s. Get yourself a more lively speaker. Now you got two. You got the best $500 pair of speakers you can get because you have two different flavors of 200 and some speakers. Well, I got Polk STS 12 powered subs. Have you tried them? No. Well, I don't know. I have a Polk sub over here. I don't remember what it is. It's from like 5 years ago, but it was kind of their mid tier sub, if not their upper tier sub. It's always been good. I've liked it. Never donated any before. Just wanted to help the vets and express my appreciation, Randy. Louie, again, you're amazing. Ooh, high current integrated amplifier. Integrated, okay. I don't know. Anthem integrated 225, but that's out of rotation now. I don't know. For what you're going to pay for an integrated that's probably high current, you could probably get the TA100 or the P100 and mount it or marry it up with the A300, and that's a monster. All the current you could want. Are there any tube 2-channel amplifiers under 150 worth? I don't know. I tried to get a mono price, and I think it was around 300, and it just didn't work. There's a bunch of crossover feedback in the RCAs. I had to send it back. Add a sub for the Sonys for the best experience. I agree with that. Have I listened to Acoustics 3030i? No, but guess what's on its way? The 3030i's. I did have time with the 3020, not the 3020i, and I really like that speaker. Did you get the Yamaha speakers? Are they really big? They're in a box. So I got them a day or two ago, but I was out of town. I haven't got them up yet. I do have a new pair of Cambridge, the Minx XL, up right now. I'm the guy with the 70s Marantz. Do you think it's better I use high pass filter to my speakers? To my bass response came only from the sub. Well, it's not going to come only from the sub. If you put a high pass like at 80 hertz, you're still going to get some bass to the speakers. But what it's going to do is going to free up that woofer from over it's from having too much excursion. And so you're actually going to be able to play your bookshelves louder without them falling apart when you put a high pass filter on them. And if you integrate the sub, well, you're going to be golden. It's going to be great. John, I do have the Rising A10 on the way. It's not 150, but you know what you could look into is like the X Duo. It's a headphone amp, but it can also be a preamp. So it can basically be a tube buffer going into your amp. So you can get a little tubey with that. Ooh, new Anthem integrated got 3,500. Oh, am I tempted to review Bluetooth wireless speakers? I kind of have the whatchamacallit, Edifiers R1700 BTS Bluetooth speaker. I love it. Use it at work all the time. Ooh, RSL Speedwoofers, another great sub option under the $500 mark. 600, another good option. SVS SB1000 Pro has me intrigued also. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be great. I like the SB1000 sealed 12-inch. It's nice. Ooh, just picked up Unify UB52s this week on sale. They're incredible, even in my large room, even without breaking them in for a while, because they didn't get incredible for me for about a week or two. What subwoofer would you suggest to pair with them if I wanted to add one? SE8 by Emotiva, SE12, SVS SB1000. If you're on a budget, I think the PSW 10 by Polk is about $130. The Sony, the S series that goes on sale down to $100 sometimes. Not good with describing the sound, but trying to balance the bass and treble, I can't get it right. I guess I would say the sound sounds shallow, missing depth. Okay. All right. Yes. Though bookshelves of that price range generally are pretty light on the bass. So try getting them closer to a wall if you're just running 2-channel. And the Fozzy amp, if it has tone controls, bump up the tone controls. So bump up the bass +2 and then bump down the treble -1 and see how it sounds. I don't have any time with the SVS Prime Towers. I do not. A friend of mine gave me his old receiver. It's a Pioneer. It's an older 1080p receiver, but it's got five pre-outs, 110 watts a channel. Gonna pair with the ELAC Inu 2.0. Here's a cool thing about older receivers. They have optical ins and generally coax ins. Your TV has an optical out, generally speaking. So what you can do is, even if it's an older HDMI switcher, you use your TV as the HDMI switcher now, and you run the optical out of your TV into the receiver. And I think sometimes you can go into the settings and set that digital out to be 5-channel. But even if you can't, even if it's just a PCM signal, that receiver will still do sound, surround sound. That's why there are receivers, right? So they can do processing within the receiver. That's why they have Dolby, DTS, all that stuff. So you can still get away with an older receiver as long as it has a digital in. Willing to bet that receiver has a digital in if it has HDMI switching. Digging the new mic. You sound great. Thank you. Using older HSU research. Good integration. Cheap tube preamps. So, like I said, the X Duo Just look for a headphone amp that has preouts. And what you're doing now is that is becoming a tube buffer before it gets to, and most of those headphone amps are tube buffers anyway. Most of the time, those headphone amps are actually like a Class A transistor output or some other type of output. So really, those are normally not true tube amps. Now, the Dark Voice, that's a true tube headphone amp, and I don't know if it has preouts or not. Hmm. You're welcome, Andre. Ooh, would I consider reviewing a Cases E40 integrated? Small Class AB, about 8.5 inches square, and it's under 10 pounds. Cool. Vista Audio Spark, real small. It's shockingly amazing. Any good active powered speakers you can recommend? I don't have enough time with them. The Klipsch 5s are probably good. Cantu makes a lot of. I know Swan makes a lot. Edifier makes a ton. I mean, that's their thing. Was looking at Fozzy T20 tube amp. Yeah, I think those actually have the same tube size that the X Duo has. X Duo is good. Night, Richard. Ooh, I miss some. Any amazing sounding powered bookshelves, speakers under 4. I don't know. I just don't have enough time with powered speakers. Budget aside, are floor standings better overall than bookshelves? Seems hard to get a straight answer in forums. I'm going to say bookshelves with a sub. Reason I say that is because you have more placement options. Oftentimes, even floor standers don't dig as deep as a subwoofer is going to dig, right? So even with floor standers, oftentimes you need a subwoofer. So for me personally, I like a pair of good bookshelves and a sub that's well integrated. You can get them farther out from the wall when you want to. You can push them back up against the wall when you're not critically listening. You can just a lot more options with bookshelves, I feel. That's personally just me, though. Thanks for the tips. I think I need to have my speakers closer against the wall. Yeah, try it. I mean, just try it out. Try all sorts of different placement. Do you think you will end up selling the teaser? They're not mine. They're actually Emotiva. So they'll be going back to Emotiva. Unfortunately, but at $400. And by the way, Emotiva offers a military discount. I don't know if you're in the military, Leo, or a veteran. How do you keep from falling the rabbit hole rabbit hole towards stupid expensive gear? I have a mission, my mission statement. I felt it was very important to know what my mission was, know what my standard was, and what my channel wanted to be. And my channel, I felt like $600 and below is a great place to be because at $600 you can save up and get a good pair of speakers. Then you can save up and you get a good amp. If you have preamp outs, then you can save up and get a good power amp. And you can save up and get a good turntable, and so on and so forth. So over a year or 2 years or 3 years, you can have an incredible sounding setup. And there's a lot of speakers like the ELAC Unify UB52s that really do well with higher or better equipment, better electronics. So yeah, that's kind of what the mission is. Nino, Mark Mariccioni, 99 cents. Thanks, brother. My TV using as an input. Yeah. Waiting on KEF Q350 to get back to 500. Yep, found a pair Triangle Bro 3s for 375. That's not a bad price for the triangles if you can get free shipping. Not scratch that, wouldn't pay any more than that for them. I agree. And I'll tell you, it's always telling what a speaker's actually worth when you try to sell it on the used market. And when I sold that speaker on the used market, it I think it was around that price. I think it was even less than that. I think it was like 300. Have I heard the sound of silence by Disturbed? Yes, many times. Yeah. No, my full name is Randall. What's the most expensive speaker you have reviewed? It's going to be the T2 Plus. I have heard a pair of $10,000 BMWs. But the most expensive speaker I've reviewed is the ELACs. The ELAC Unify UB52s, the ELAC debut reference. And the Clips RP600M, if you believe it, at $630. Ooh, Tannoy, Series Gold. Cool. I'm aware, $10. Thank you. $5 going to Homes for Our Troops. Is the ship free or plus worth the extra cost over the Saga? I don't know, but they are sending me one. And from everything that I've heard, that is such a great preamp. Okay. So, with that said, oh, and I think the Freya has a remote, which is important to me. I don't think the Saga has a remote. Maybe it does. I don't know. Oh, and we thank you for adhering to your mission statement. Thank you. Now, occasionally, I'm going to do more expensive stuff. I'm going to be the opposite of what everybody else does. Everybody else does kind of higher end stuff and occasionally does affordable stuff. I'm going to flip that. Affordable stuff, occasionally higher end stuff. And that higher end stuff better be worth it, because I'm going to be very critical on the higher end stuff. Never have the horns pointing at you. Very good point. Your ears. Horns should be straight or two elbows or crossing in front of you. Like, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Now, if you have like a bunch of high frequency hearing damage, then maybe pointing them directly at you is going to sound better. Any Steven Wilson? No, I haven't. New record days back in here. You're still going? Heck yeah, Ron, I'm still going. Oh, it's an hour and 17 minutes. Ron, it's just been so much fun interacting with all my good friends in here. Of course I'm going over an hour. And it's only 10:26. Yeah. And it's my birthday weekend. So I like doing it. I like having a good time. There's Tony Miletto. What up? What up, Tony? Tony's from Millennium Falcon Sound. He's in the DFW area. If you want his info and you're in the DFW area, drop me an email. I'll get you guys hooked up. He can give you good deals on speakers. Hints for tomorrow's speaker shootout. It's not a shootout, unfortunately. It's the Mica RB42. I was out of town on business, so I didn't have time to do my usual evaluations and A, B, and C testing. But I have got a ton of stuff, under that $250 mark. So we're going to have a heck of a Saturday speaker shootout coming up maybe in a week or two. Q350 sounds great. How are the aesthetics holding up? Well, I'll tell you this. Well, I took them and I loaned them. He may think I gave them to him. I didn't. I'm going to hunt him down. I loaned them. And a couple bumps and some of the covering, like the vinyl coming up a little bit on the corners. They look good. Just don't move them. Don't move them. Do flat brimmed hat cause unwanted sound reflections? They certainly can. And I'd be careful with them. I'd be careful with those flat brimmed hats. I am getting a Freya, and I believe the Vidar. You put in your speakers close to the wall. If you port at the back, put a cushion behind the pillow. Otherwise, you can get bloomy sound. You can. It depends on the speaker and depends on the room. I've gotten speakers right up against the wall with rear ports, and I didn't really feel like I got it too bloomy. Depends on the speaker. Depends on how you're listening to how loud you're listening. Depends on the room. There's so many things it depends on. Depends on, yeah, the speaker. Clips R51M. I had to slam them against the wall to get any respectable bass out of them. What low price equipment you have either reviewed or just listened to that surprised you the most? I lost it. Oh, your birthday was Louis. You're nice. Giving all away your birthday money. Okay. Okay. So listen, I'm gonna have to skip a few because we got some really nice super chats in here. Dennis M, $20. You're welcome. $10 going to Homes for Our Troops. Ross Perot, $10. Ross, I think you might be able to afford a little bit more than that. I actually don't think it's the Ross Perot that I know that ran for president. I don't know him personally. Just gonna listen to my laptop for now. I can't seem to make up my mind on what headphone amp I should get. What do you think about the THX 789 from Drop? I like it. I have a THX AAA1 199. Maybe you can consider that one too. I also have the SMSL THX amp headphone amp. Sorry, a little bubbly in my tummy. Somebody asked what affordable gear surprised me the most. Emotiva B1 Plus, far and away, surprised me the most. Sweden, Scandinavian brother. Oh, I don't want to show. I'll just show my pit stains. I'm not gonna hide it. My Scandinavian friend. Thank you. Clips RP 8000F to test at home soon. Ooh, I've heard great things about that. Any clue on how the RB42 did? Man, wait like 8 hours. Just 8. Happy birthday. You're welcome. Dennis M. $20. I think I already said that. Maybe not. Last question for me. Appearing Virus. Please tell me how they sound. I haven't heard them yet, but if they're nearly as good, which they probably are, as the Novus, they're going to be something special. And Appearing reached out to me. They're going to be running a new special. I think they're going to do a new special each month. But I think if you use my discount code, which I can't remember off the top of my head, I think you're always going to get 10%. Any opinion on Sherwood amps? I haven't heard any for such a long time. Back in the day, I heard some. Getting anything special for my birthday? No, I'm the luckiest guy on the planet because this is what my dream is to be able to listen to a bunch of stuff. No, I think I'm going to eat a big cheeseburger and have some cake. Yeah. 45 years old isn't too bad. Yeah. I've tried it out for about 5 months now. You know what? I'm happier, man, at 40, almost 45 than I have been for a long, long time. Am I a veteran? Yeah, I am. I was in the Navy 8 years. I was on submarines. And then I actually got picked up for an officer program and went to flight school for a brief time until I got medicaled out. Would you trust a refurbished IOTA VX SA3? It depends on where you're buying it from, I think. Yeah. How can I send you a picture? I don't know. I guess my email. cheapaudioman@gmail.com. Tony Jenkins had a boy that turned 45 today. Cool. Very cool. March 5th. March 5th. First show you'll see when you can go to a concert. Ooh. Well, Korn comes through almost every summer, and I like Korn. When Metallica comes back through, forget about it. I'm going to it. I had to buy the VIP package just to get tickets last time they came through. Almost went to the Tool concert, but the Tool concert. They're pretty pricey still. But I got to see Alice in Chains and Korn for like $90, and I had incredible seats because I went by myself. Ooh, Paul Hugh, $4.99. Thank you. Added Emotiva B1 Plus to Pioneer. Thank you for recommendation. Second set of speakers would you recommend for different sound signature? Ooh, good question. Wharfdale 12.2, Wharfdale Diamond 12.2, Wharfdale 11.2 if you could find them. ELAC Debut B6. Trying to think what else would be good. That's all that's all on top of my head. That's what I can think of. Have you ever listened to highly efficient speakers like besides Klipsch? No, that's about the only highly efficient speaker I've heard. Do you ski? I used to, man. When I was in high school, I went to Colorado a few times. I actually skied in the Alps once. And I was completely out of shape. I made it down a couple of times. I'm like, whew, this is harder than I remembered it being. Ported or sealed subs? Personally, I like sealed. If you're a home theater, maybe ported is probably better for you, but that doesn't matter. I mean, there's great ported subs. I prefer a sealed sub. That's just me though, because I'm more of a music guy. Not to say that ported can't sound great with music. It can and does, and people have those all the time. I just like sealed. Oh, Godsmack. Oh, Godsmack opened up for Metallica in Pensacola in I think 2003, and I went to that show. Yeah, I like Godsmack. I haven't listened to Godsmack for a while. I need to do that. Ooh, I'm mad that someone could dislike this live stream. Yeah, people don't like me sometimes. What can you do? Not everybody likes everybody. I saw that show too in Denver. It was a great one. AIC and Korn. Yeah, dude, I was so close. So, like last minute, the day of, my daughter was actually going to the show. Right? I'm like, who are you seeing again? She's like, I'm going to see Korn. I'm like, what? So I went online and I found a single ticket, center of the front row, right behind general admission, and it was sublime. I could have thrown a football to Jonathan Davis, and he could have caught it, bagpipes in one hand, catching the football in the other hand, and then singing "Shoots and Ladders." Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. Oh, and Alice in Chains. I dismissed them because of the lead singer, and man, it was a great show. Great show. Great show. Rock out with your DAC out. I like that. Just don't pass out with your bass out. I love that. That's a t-shirt right there. Last show I saw was Sum 41. Man, Sum 41 just popped up on my like my radio thing, and I was like, dun 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 dun, and then they come in really. Oh, that was a good one. Sum 41, man. I haven't heard that for a while. Richard, head bobbing, getting into the mosh pit. They tried to start a mosh pit at the Korn concert, and it was just a bunch of old dudes like me with their shirts off. Like no, and like the young kids like didn't know what was going on. Like, or is this a fight? It was funny. Y'all should watch some of the YouTube footage of like Woodstock, man, like the first one in like the 90s, and just the nuts. The mosh pit was like 50 yards deep. I went to a Rob Zombie, or actually, it was a White Zombie and Filter, and a bunch of my friends went there, and so we all got together. And one of my buddies went into the mosh pit, the first Filter song, and he came out, and I didn't get in the mosh pit. He came out, and he was just like covered in blood. He had broken his nose. He had to. Either the EMS showed up or he had to go to the hospital after the first song. Apparently, he broke his nose pretty badly. Good times back when felony assault was widely accepted. Any new songs you're thinking about adding to your test list? If so, why? Oh man. One thing I haven't had a chance to do is really start discovering new tracks. I've got a lot of stuff in, and um, hold on, I got a lot of stuff in, and I just haven't found a ton of time. Now, Sunday on my birthday, you better believe I'm setting up some speakers, and I'm gonna listen for a few hours and just enjoy myself. I might listen to like every MTV Unplugged record. Like I'm gonna listen to, I'm gonna listen to vinyl too. I'm gonna put my turntable up there. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Ooh, Pearl Jam lately. Pearl Jam's good. Don't mosh unless you're willing to get smoked. Yeah, Alan, I agree with you. I was skeptical. They actually have, I think, a new record or new-ish record out. It's got a heart on the front. Ooh, saw the Stones in the front row in Brazil. I bet that was nice. Brazilian people are quite pretty. If you play corn over the debut reference speakers, does it become buttered corn? Well, now you're just thinking outside the box, and I like that. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm doing that. I'm doing it Sunday. Totally off topic, but you guys should check out. Okay, Don't Mess with Cats on Netflix. Cool. I've heard good things about that. That's not the first time I've heard that. Haven't been in a mosh pit in 10 years. It's been a while for me. I ripped my cummerbund at my senior prom because I got in a mosh pit during Enter Sandman. So Metallica owes me a cummerbund. I had to pay $20 to the tuxedo rental place. Dude, I ordered the first generation. Ooh, Eli P6. It was supposed to be here tomorrow. I just got noticed that they were undeliverable. Man, that does stink. I'm sorry. I have a pair and I'm never letting them go. I actually, so I've been able to kind of communicate with Andrew Jones. And I'm like, Mr. Jones, debut classic series. Just take the B6s and the B5s, all that. You already know what the drivers and the crossovers look like, and just put a nicer covering on it. And then it's called the debut classic. Right? Right? Ooh, TA100 or Basics A300, same price. Which way to go? Well, you need a preamp. So if you have a preamp, go with the A300. If you don't have a preamp, you're going to need the TA100 to plug your stuff into because the A300 is just a power amp. So there's only two RCAs in the back. So you're going to need something feeding it. Now, if you have a DAC and you only listen to digital music, then you can totally do that if the DAC has volume control. Then your DAC becomes your preamp. Ooh, in-wall or ceiling speakers. I don't know enough to comment on those. Dr. Jones, hold on to your potatoes, Dr. Jones. We going for a ride. What movie is that from? I wanted that first gen so bad you made them sound so amazing. They are. They're warm. They're not detailed. They're not neutral, but they throw a soundstage like that. Using ELAC UV52s as fronts sounds awesome. But wondering if adding an Emotiva amp for my fronts would be an even better experience. Well, if your receiver has preamp outs, why not? Temple of Doom, nailed it. Temple of Doom, two people running with the Temple of Doom. Yeah, that's when he falls like through 12 stories of awnings and manages not to break a bone. I fell off my bike like 5 feet and I broke my collarbone. I love movies. People just get rolled and they don't break any bones. I broke my scapula and my collarbone falling off a bike. Ooh, it has preamp outs. Go for it. Because the UB52s like some power. They're fine on most stuff, but when you put some power through them, watch out. Short round. Yep. With a block tied to his foot. You're right. He was rolling around in that really cool car. And then they got into Lao She's plane and flew away. And then the pilots got out and parachuted out of there. And that's when Indiana Jones had to get in and pilot the plane. He's like, altimeter. Okay. And then he's like trying to fly. Flying a plane is not difficult. It's the taking off and the landing part that's difficult. Anybody can fly a plane. Always wear steel toes when you go in the mosh pit. I don't think I'm going to the mosh pit anytime soon. All right, listen, my wife made me promise. Hold on. Another ELAC question. Any word on reference version? Yeah, I guess the announcement went out today. But again, that was kind of the worst kept secret in audio. Ooh. I need to watch Strange Brew. It's been about 20 years. Isn't that the one where they put a mouse in the bottle so that they can go get free beer? Rick Moranis. Have y'all seen Beer Fest? It's a pretty good show. It's the guys that made Super Troopers and Club Dread and then Beer Fest. Actually, little known fact, their first movie, which was kind of like a really indie movie, was called Puddle Jumpers. TA100 and PA100 unavailable. I talked to Nick at Emotiva and I'm like, brother, what's going on? And basically, I think they're trying to fly some stuff in to restock. But they have some stuff coming over by boat. Now, the higher end stuff is made in Tennessee. Tell us why Air Force pilots are better than Navy pilots. They're not. No way. You tell an Air Force pilot to go land on a postage stamp that's going 30 knots through the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, try to do that, Air Force pilot. The Navy has more planes and more pilots than the Air Force does. Mm-hmm. And when you add in the Marine Corps, because Marine Corps is part of the Department of the Navy, you got even more. Yeah. Air Force. I'm just kidding. My Air Force brothers are great. But I'm telling you, I had a buddy flew F-18s landing on and off a carrier all the time. And it's not that easy to do. If you had to choose, what are your favorite bookshelf speakers under $150? Sony SSCS5s. No question. All right, listen. Y'all are great. I promised my wife I was going to get some sleep tonight. Beerfest Das Boot. Das Boot's actually a submarine movie. So everything comes back to the submarines. All right. So I'm going to bid you all good night. I love you. Your super chats tonight were amazing. Y'all are so generous. I'm going to take a look at what the total was, and tomorrow doing another donation to Homes for Our Troops. I'll put it in the community section. Y'all are great. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love doing these. And I may do a birthday live stream on Sunday, right? Because I love doing this. It'll be my birthday present. All right. Good night, y'all. You all are awesome.